specific name Babar Azam himself does not play first class cricket at all. When he's available, he does not bother playing first class cricket, makes excuses. And the other players as well. When I grow up, when I was watching cricket, I wanted to be there as a passion. There is no goal about the money. I'm gonna be millionaire. I'm gonna have a car. I'm gonna have a bungalow. I'm gonna have a knocker and stuff like that. There was no goal like that. I just want to play for that country because that was our pride. We used to love our country and we used to do everything for our country. We used to work hard for our club, never mind for Pakistan. I can't see those things now.
Pakistan cricket at its best. 1 minute down, next minute up.
Saj Sadiq here for PakPassion.net. Delighted to have a regular contributor to PakPassion joining me once again. He's a former Test cricketer for Pakistan, an ECB level 4 qualified coach. He's coached all around the world in Pakistan domestic, at the PSL, for Lancashire. He's done work for the ECB also. He's currently the Germany head coach. And as I say, once again, delighted to have Atiq-uz-Zaman. Atiq bhai, assalamualaikum. Hope you're well.
Walaikum salam. I'm all good up tonight. Okay.
All good, Atiq bhai. Atiq bhai, let's start with this question. How can a team score 556 and still lose by an innings? What's going on?
That's Pakistan for you. I think there are a lot of issues in there. It's not just one problem. The first problem is the fitness issue. I don't think our players are fit enough to handle those fifth day problems. It's not happening since this test matches, this Test match or Bangladesh test match. It's been happening previously. On the fifth day, Pakistan performance always being really, really poor. Lack of first-class cricket of test players. Our specific name Babar Azam himself does not play first-class cricket at all. When he's available, he does not bother playing first-class cricket, makes excuses. And the other players as well. Our bowlers, basically, the mess up in domestic cricket with the ball. 1 minute you use Kokobura, next minute you use Duke, then Grace comes in, and different kind of pitches. Our players hasn't trained enough to play against the good spin at the minute. And when the ball is inconsistent up and down, they're still not good enough for that because they haven't got those sort of skills enhancement in first class cricket. Our first class cricket standard is very poor. The bowling, pitches are bowling friendly. Bowlers just chuck the ball in front of you and that's it. The ball does the work for you because you've been using Duke and stuff like that. And it's a lot of things, Ajit bhai. And also when you've got lack of fitness, your mental ability also struggle. And there are lack of belief in this team. If any cricket board has to arrange a connection camp for few players, there is a massive issue in the team then. Because you playing for a country, when I grow up, when I was watching cricket, I wanted to be there as a passion. There is no goal about the money. I'm going to be millionaire. I'm going to have a car. I'm going to have a bungalow. I'm going to have a knocker and stuff like that. There was no goal like that. I just want to play for that country because that was our pride. We used to love our country and we used to do everything for our country. We used to work hard for our club, never mind for Pakistan. I can't see those things now. I don't see players are worried not performing because they know they're going to have another game. When we used to play, if you don't perform in this game, your position is in danger. You have to be consistent in your performance. And that's how it made those players a very good players because they weren't happy when they don't perform. These guys were laughing. You know, I will be sad. I will be crying. I have not seen any tears in Pakistan team. Then we lost the test match. How can you lose the test match scoring 584 runs? Was first inning. England would not lose that. Nobody else will lose that. Only Pakistan. It's just the intentions aren't good. I thought we could have scored 650 plus runs. We batted very slow. England batted same amount of overs and scored 800 runs. You know, when Saud Shakil came in, that Shashan Masood and Abdullah Shafiq was going with a good strike rate. And and all of a sudden it's slowed down. And Agha Salman came in there, and then he put a different gear on, and after that, so it's no consistency. I don't think we've got a philosophy of how we want to play. I think we just play in as we see. Okay, the
Just on
bowlers
that
will bowl
point,
a good.
Atiq, just on that point, I mean, 556, 823. How can a team then be all out for 220? Is it the approach? Is it the fact that they thought it was going to be a draw? Were they in the comfort zone? What's going on there?
It's a pressure, always a pressure betting on the fourth inning, on the third inning and fourth inning. It's a massive pressure. When England took a lead, there was a pressure start building, and Pakistan player would be in the ground thinking, "Wow, if they take 150 run lead, we would lose 5 or 6 wickets by then." And so that kind of mentality and negative thoughts comes in because you have performed those kind of scenarios before. If you won on those conditions, if you got a winners in that team who won on those conditions, it would have been completely different. But you've got losers there who lost on those situations in that dressing room before Bangladesh and before other teams, and New Zealand or other team came in there and they done that same thing. So the pressure start building up, and you start thinking in the field, oh my God, we don't need that much lead. We don't need that much lead. And the negative thought is starting to build. And when you go there, everything happens against you. Uh, you know, if you see Abdullah Shafiq dismissal, okay, the ball stayed low. Can anybody talk about the technique? Where was his foot? Where was his bat shaping? And he was late on the ball. The ball went there by the time his bat came in. So basically, you're mentally and physically fatigued, and you weren't ready. You weren't proactive enough to deal with those kind of situations. It was absolutely embarrassing and shocking. Uh, Absolutely embarrassing and shocking to see these kind of performance. But I was expecting England to win that game because England is a very physically strong side. Started by I must credit England team because the way they ran hard on that pitch, the even the guy was on Harry Brooks won 300. You didn't feel like he's knackered. You didn't feel like he was gonna get out because he was tired. Joe Root's the same thing. You know how old is he? And he's been doing it for numerous occasions, not on the home condition, away condition as well. It was amazing effort. In feeling they were running hard, the bowler was going there, and and it was hitting the deck so hard. So there was intention there. There was a clear plan to how to win that game. Even though you conceded 500 runs lead, there was a belief that you're gonna take the lead and you're gonna score runs, and then you're gonna put Pakistan under pressure, and that's what they done. And they won. On other side, we were very fragile. We were mentally weak and physically weak. So that these all situation came in there, and then there's no chance you're going to survive on fifth day.
To me, the players seem to be hiding behind, the changes of chairman, the selectors changing, the chairman of selectors changing, the coaches are changing. But that's always happened in Pakistan cricket. This group of players, to me, it seems like they're using that as an excuse for their poor performances.
I think so. I think I agree with you. And when you've got a poor first class record, you have not achieved much in first class cricket. If you look at other players, especially Indian players, when they come up, they've got like 20, 30 centuries in first class cricket against their name, and their average is 40 plus, and our highest average scorer is like 30 plus, even though the domestic first class cricket standard is so poor and nobody's got an average of 50 or 40 in first class cricket. I think, yeah, I think we hide behind the situation. Captain changes all the time, but it's fault to everybody who's involved in PCB. Like for example, they just changed the selection committee during the tour. They keep sleeping. They keep sleeping. How? Look, I've got massive respect for Aleem Dar. Massive, massive respect. He's a legend of umpiring, and he's a proud of Pakistan. But on what qualification he become a selector of Pakistan national team? On what cricket he has played? You know, it's absolutely outrageous when you've got so many test cricketers in a country. You've got people there who's been coaching for that long. They're not good enough to select the Pakistan team. And I'm told you've got another guy, Rehan, what's his name, Hassan Chima. What else does he know apart of stats? So I can go and any university, any sports university, and bring a statistician and they say you're going to be a national selector. This is outrageous, and Pakistan cricket is really in mess. It hurts. I I'm actually resisting myself not to talk about Pakistan cricket because I'm so bored talking about it. I don't think what I say or what others say it matters to PCB anymore. I don't think they listen to us. I don't think they've got any sense, to be honest with you, to making the decision. You change the captain after 2.5 months of white ball cricket. You change the captain, and then good job they have not changed the captain during the Champions Trophy. They would have given Babar a chance, and then middle of the tournament they would have changed it. And now they changed the selection committee. Why didn't they change it before first test? Why did it take so long to you? They have to convince those players for about 2 months to please come and do it for us and blah blah blah. Or they were waiting for different kind of sifarishes from all different areas, and there are about 100 names forcing from parliaments or judges or something like that. I'm really sorry to say that, but this is what happened in Pakistan cricket. And you made that selection committees by a part of Azhar Ali. I don't back anybody up, to be honest with you. Azhar Ali and Asad Shafiq, they are the players who should be selectors for Pakistan. Yes, that's fine about that. But what they belong to is about one guy from when we used to have a selection committee, used to be little bit flexibility. One from Peshawar, one from Punjab, one from Karachi. It makes sense because they can go to their province and they can watch the games and they can recommend the players. But now it seems to be only Lahore. Everybody's from Lahore, a part of Asad Shafiq. And I don't get it. Why didn't you have somebody from KPK? Why didn't you have one best retired player, for example, Rashid Khan or somebody else, Kabir Khan or any other player who played? Why didn't you have Shahid Nazir or something like that from Southern Punjab and stuff like that? Why you have just from Lahore? Why you have non-cricketer? That's my question. It doesn't matter about Sindh, Punjab, Sarab, Balochistan. All Pakistani people probably will argue about that on my comments. But I understand that. Okay, I'll take it. Maybe my opinion is not. It might be biased for them. But why Aleem Dar? Why? So that
Yeah,
now
the spotlight now is going to fall on once again on Babar Azam. He's been struggling of late. We know the stats. He's not scored a 50 for a number of test innings now. Is it just a bad run or is it something else that's going on there?
it's everything. It's when your mindset, when you're under pressure. I remember Baba's press conference when he used to be captain, and when people ask, "Are you under pressure?" He used to say, "No pressure. What is pressure?" And there is no pressure on me, and blah blah blah. And I used to sit down and say, "Baba, you need to be better than that, mate," because I worked with him. He always have communication issue. He doesn't know how to answer. When it's very hard to answer Pakistan media, and Pakistan media can ruin you if you don't answer them properly. And this is what happened with Babar, because Babar made enemies in his time, because he become arrogant when he was captain. He was scoring runs. He didn't give a damn about anybody else. And now he's struggling. When he needs support, now there is no support for him. Everybody has got a chance to slag him off. Everybody's chance to write against him. It's still a top class player. He's got an issue. Mental barrier comes in there, and one mental barrier come. Saj bhai, I've been through this situation. I've seen the players suffering from them. Players starting to forget who they are. Player is starting to think they're never going to score runs or they're never going to take wicket. It happened to Mohammad Ahmed that time. You need emotional support. You need to go with that coach where you think he does not talk about the technique, but he will actually get me out of that bubble where I'm in. And Baba needed that. I actually offered my services to him, but he did not bother replying it. So might be angry about a couple of comments I made, but I make comments not to let him down. I make comments what basically can help him improve. He needed a sports psychologist. I think he needs a very good top class sports psychologist who can actually take him out, because everything going wrong with him. Even the ball, but some of the players who miss those edges, he's not missing those edges. Some of the players just driving for four on the onside and he's getting hit on the pads. It's completely bad luck, and it's happening to Babar. I think the only person who will take him out is Babar himself, and a very good sports psychologist he needs. If I want to give him advice, just hire a top class sports psychologist, whether it's from England or Australia, whatever, not from Pakistan, and just sit down and talk to him, and then do some intervention and come out from this thing. Otherwise, you're gonna end it up getting dropped. I don't think anybody has got courage in Pakistan selection committee to drop Babar. If I was a selector, I would have recommended that because I think he needs a break. He needs to stay away from cricket, start go out with the family somewhere and spend a couple of days in holidays. Take everything out. Look, Harry Brook took a break from cricket. He thought he's not fit enough, right? And that was affecting his performance and affecting his mental health. Our players doesn't even bother about mental health situation. They don't even consider that what is mental health. It can happen to anybody. Everybody is suffering in Pakistan with mental health issue, whether it's financial, performance related or home factors. There are a lot of things in the life goes on. We don't know about it. So it needs to reflect, sit down, take somebody's specialist services, go on holidays, and restart again. And Babar is a top class player, which is struggling at the minute, and nobody's supporting him. Even though us not supporting enough, but how long are we going to support him for? You're not, you're not performing. You're not trying to get out of those zone. You're not doing different things. If you keep on doing exactly the same thing, you're gonna get exactly what you're getting it.
I think by
Babar needs
once, I mean, in the past, any team touring Pakistan knew that they'd be in for a tough match. Every match was really tough for tourists. These days, Bangladesh come, England, whoever it is, they come and beat Pakistan in Pakistan. There's hardly any crowds. The team is losing at home. The last test match they won at home was February 2021. It's quite a depressing and sad state of affairs, isn't it?
exactly. Test match gets win by the bowlers. If you're not able to take 20 wickets, there is no way you're gonna win the test match. So Pakistan batsmen have done their job. When Pakistan scored 500 on, I messaged my boss, who's the head of talent ID in England. So I said, this is what I've been telling you for last 3 years when I'm putting in scouting reports. Except Pakistani or Indian players, nobody come down the pitch against the spinners and try to hit it over mid on mid off. And Pakistani players, even Naseem Shah was doing it. And I thought Pakistan batted quite well. And they didn't let Leach and other Bashir over them, and because they were taking wickets in England and anywhere else, and then Pakistan cricket batters or all of them put them under pressure, and it was good. So I sent him a message, and he was a little bit worried about the approach. He told me, said, "Do you think the way we batting is not a great approach?" I said, "No, I didn't say that. I mean, this is a better approach against the good spin bowling side in India and in Pakistan, and in our batsmen start doing it, especially the young player. We will be a better side, but." Again, they didn't play the way Pakistan played, but they play better than Pakistan, to be honest with you, because they put them under pressure, and all sort of. It was amazing to watch, to be honest. It was a proper batting performance by Harry Brook and Joe Root, what we witnessed. And you can say Pakistan bowling is not good enough. It's pretty average when your main prime bowler is bowling 130, 128. You're not going to get wicket on these Multan deck. Their bowlers bowl from 150 plus.
Just on that point there about the 130 kph and 128 kph, we've seen like the first spells a little bit quicker, goes back to the fitness issues. Are these pace bowlers from Pakistan saving themselves, do you think, for leagues and other tournaments, or what's going on? Or they're just not good enough?
The body is just, Sajid, you must have heard about motor skill, yeah, which is your mental ability, where your skill has been set up. You've done those skills so many times, and your skill is set up. So in Test cricket, we played very low amount of Test cricket. We play all the fast bowlers who are playing at the minute, they hardly played any first class cricket. Naseem Shah hasn't got much experience of bowling 3 spells in a day with the same pace in first class cricket. Shaheen Afridi, when he started to perform in first class cricket, straight away he went to Pakistan and he stopped playing first class cricket. So in T20 cricket, they have to bowl two overs in the start and 2 overs at the end. So they bowl two overs as well. So your motor skill has set on those kind of scenarios. So 4 overs, your body will take it, your mind will take it. But when you bowl 6-7 overs, man, we used to have first class players, Kabir Khan, Saj Sadiq, Fazli Akbar, Shahid Nazir. They used to take the ball and you have to forcefully take it from them. Please give me the ball. You're going to get injured. No. Let me bowl. They used to bowl whole 2 sessions, and now Pakistani bowlers can't bowl it. And it's amazing. They need to, all the bowlers either they are playing first class cricket for 50, 60 first class matches minimum, and they're regularly in touch with first class team and bowling those kind of spells. Don't select them, because if you keep on selecting 20 T20 bowlers, this is what's going to happen. And first spell is going to be quicker, second spell is going to be a little bit more slower, third spell there is no energy left. And that's why other team capitalizing against us. You can't get Bangladesh out. It's 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 so disappointing, to be honest with you. And on the top of that, Pakistan always have world class spinners when they play Test cricket. You haven't got one now. You haven't got anybody like Saeed Ajmal, Saklan Mushtaq, Abdul Qadir, or Yasir Shah. You haven't got it, and you have not developed it. So there are so many legends there who claim to be taking every responsibility in PCB. But why they're not trying to take a responsibility and said, I will go and I will tell him such and I will make that bowler a world-class bowler. Faisal Akram, I think, is amazing Chinaman bowler. Why we not developing him? Why can't he play Test cricket or long format of cricket? Just work with him for a year and give him a full first class run and see where he up to next year. Why Zahid Mahmood gone down so much? Why his fitness never improved? Because your first class, you can go, if you're half fit, you can still go and play first class cricket. There is no criteria. If you keep the criteria in the first class cricket, you're only going to play first class cricket. If you hit those fitness goals, they're going to work hard. The players don't do any other jobs. If they can't keep themselves fit, they're not good enough to play. Simple. That's the only thing we do, Rajit bhai. If I'm a player, the only thing I do is play cricket. This is my job. So I need to actually be top of my game, fitness wise, mental wise, and all that. If I can't do it, I don't deserve to be in Pakistan side.
And finally, Atiq, it's looking like another 3-0, isn't it? Do you envisage any changes to the lineup or the approach, or are you just expecting a 3-0 now?
I rather let them make a green top wicket and lose it there. I've got a hope with our batting side, but I don't have a hope with our bowling side. So our bowlers like 130, 140, 130, 128K will be effective more on green top wicket, not on the batting top wicket. So they need to prepare. I don't think Multan has ever prepared a green top pitch. Even you put the grass in there because it's so much heat. I don't think it will work. So the only other option is make a spin track, make a proper flat track, rough track where you take a chance, play against Leach and Bashir. they ended up taking 10 for each inning. He will take 10 for and in the match, the other guy will take 10 for in. So 20 wickets will be taken by the spinner. So there is a risk there. I don't see Pakistan having a comeback in this thing. Even if you score 500, 600 runs in first inning and you can't win the game, you lose that game. What game you're going to win? So it's very hard. I wish Pakistan will do something different. I wish something magically happen, but there was only magical thing can happen. The logical things will go against Pakistan and will go in the favor of England.
Atiq, always a pleasure listening to you, and thank you very much for your honest views. And I'm sure we'll catch up with you at the end of the series for your thoughts about the series as a whole. But I say many thanks for your time.
No problem. Take care.